There are tunnels in Brooklyn. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have absolutely no idea how to properly introduce this story. I know I usually come on with like an intro to kind of ease you into the topic at hand today, but I didn't have an idea, so I did whatever just happened a second ago. There are tunnels that were found in Brooklyn of people trying to break into a Jewish synagogue. And it is a confusing story, and I want to just put a very important disclaimer right off the bat in the beginning of this video. I am not in any context at all whatsoever making this as any hate towards the Jewish community. I don't have any hate towards any community, mainly because an entire community hasn't wronged me before. It's just, there are certain no good doers. What's the right word for that? Bad actors within every community. And this is a story about a bad actor in the Jewish community that was caught recently trying to dig tunnels into a synagogue. And so I'm going to be covering this, but I don't want to see any of you goofballs in the comments throwing any anti-Semitism around or any hate around in any direction. I know there is the whole conflict going on overseas with the Palestine and Israel, but that's not related to this. These are some random Jewish dudes in New York, and that is what I'm here to talk about, so don't get it twisted. But anyways, this is a strange situation, and for it to fully make sense, I first want to show you the video that caught my eye when this entire situation initially went viral. See, right off the bat, I'm really confused. I don't know why there's just a bunch of Jewish dudes. Like, understand from my perspective as a random dude scrolling through Twitter and coming across this, a bunch of Jewish dudes taking an axe to a wooden wall in like a nice room that I didn't know at the time was a synagogue, and then ripping down the wall and seeing a mattress with the largest shit stain I've ever seen in my life on the side of that wall. But regardless, I want to continue because things get even stranger. Right away, I feel bad making this connection, but it kind of gives me the same vibe as that one meme where Peter Griffin had the LMG and he was shredding that barn, and then the Amish people would rebuild it really fast, except it's like the opposite. I don't know. The dresses that they're in look similar to Amish people. I don't know if there's like a connection with those religions. I don't know Jewish and Amish lore, so if you want to correct me in the comments, you can, but I just thought it was quite funny that they were just deconstructing this wall to find what was inside it like it was a Kinder Egg or something.
בכל הכוח, הרביץ אותה. dem ganzen Kiev.
יאללה מנחם. קוצ'יק, מה אתה חושב על זה? קוצ'יק. יש שם קפה? אז אחלה, הנה קפה כבר. עוד אחד. איזה לא קפה.
So at this point in the video, I'm pretty sure that most people trying to bring down this wall are not a part of the people who did dig the wall initially, because they're trying to expose the fact that someone was trying to break into their synagogue. But I find it so funny that it's like a group activity for all of them. They're all like smiling, like it's a fun little group, a project to take down this gigantic gaping hole in the side of their church. It's just like there's like little kids and everything in multiple camera angles. I just love this video so much.
Oh, mate.
And there it is, we have the Jewish wall guy unboxing, but it looks like, just before I cut to me again, it seems like the crowd is starting to get a little rowdy, and what I can only assume, and from what I've read from multiple articles, is because there was a group of younger Jewish men who were within the crowd of this synagogue who were actually part of the tunnels being dug, and eventually they all got arrested. There were 10 of them, to my knowledge, who all ended up going to prison, but this video is still going, and I want to see a little bit more of it before I cut away.
Why? ישיבה. לא.
They're actually fully deconstructing the church. They're like taking it apart. They're throwing around chairs and stuff. I also really liked it when it panned over to the guy, and he probably will pan over to him again, so you'll see this again. The guy who they have in handcuffs currently was like doing a little bit of a jig and dancing. He's just celebrating his incarceration, I guess. And I'm going to stop watching the video here, but then you see they start to get into a scuffle, and then eventually the police get the upper hand, and the men who have been digging this tunnel end up going to prison. Which is the gist of the situation that I saw, but I had to dig deeper as to what was going on, because that context alone doesn't satisfy my urges. Doesn't satisfy my curiosity. So I had to figure out, like, what the hell was happening in this situation. So I looked into it, and the synagogue they were breaking into is called the Chabad Lubavitch headquarters or synagogue. And what happened was the people who were digging this tunnel were a bunch of younger Jewish men who were essentially cast out of the church because they were way too extreme. They were extremists from what I've heard. And so what happened was once they were kicked out, they started digging tunnels to get back in, which that in itself is insane to me. I have to get forced to be brought to church by my Christian family every Sunday. Not really, like mainly just on Christmas and like Easter. I get like dragged there, and they're breaking in. They are digging tunnels. They are going full mole rat to try and get into a church. They want to get in that badly. It's just insane to me. But essentially, they had been digging that tunnel from down the road for a long time and eventually broke into the church. And then eventually what happened was the church apparently started getting reports that there was overpopulation within the building and too many people were filling the building, which was confusing them because not too many people were coming through the doors. And they're like, there has to be another entrance somewhere. And eventually they collaborated with the police and found these men digging these tunnels. And the men were charged with criminal mischief, reckless endangerment, and obstructing governmental administration, which is justified. They were destroying a synagogue. But it really sucks because I've seen all over the internet and online people running to immediately make jokes about the fact that, like, they're, like, smuggling people down there or smuggling drugs, when in reality it is a bunch of deviant kids who were trying to break into the church, which in turn makes the church look worse, which is one of the big arguments I always have against extremists in any religion is like, these extremists have the idea that they're helping their religion in mind, but in reality, they create this terrible stigma that just makes the entirety of their religion look worse to anyone on the outside. And it's so irritating. But they ended up getting their comeuppance and hopefully getting charged with everything they need to be charged with. But random various rumors aside, the church actually came forward, the synagogue, the Chabad Lubavitch synagogue came forward with an Instagram post apology, which is so funny to me, saying, the Chabad Lubavitch community is pained by the vandalism of a group of young agitators who damaged the synagogue below Chabad headquarters at 770 Eastern Parkway Monday night. Crazy. It's like doxing themselves out there, though. These odious actions will be investigated. That's a crazy word to use. And the sanctity of the synagogue will be restored. Our thanks to the NYPD for their professionalism and sensitivity. We're grateful for the outpouring of concern and the support of our Chabad Lubavitch institutions around the world. And that's crazy because the Chabad Lubavitch church or synagogue I looked into is one of the largest like conglomerations of the Jewish community in New York, which is crazy because New York has a very large Jewish population. So the fact that one of the largest synagogues in New York got vandalized this heavily is genuinely so insane. But luckily it seems like it's all been good now. I saw a video that came out of them actually sealing up the tunnel and giggling about it. There was also a video I saw let me just play it really quickly. Yes, that was one of the guys climbing out of the tunnel and getting caught. That was actually a real video, but someone edited Among Us sounds over it, which is funny because I actually initially recorded that segment to show you guys because I wanted to show it happening. But then I only noticed after recording it that it plays Among Us sounds because I was recording it without my headphones on. So I guess that's on me for not looking deep enough. But thank you guys for looking into this and sticking around with me. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you think about it. It's genuinely interesting. And of course, it always sucks seeing just like a small group of extremists extremist dudes messing with the whole, like, look of an entire community. It's irritating. But regardless, I'm happy they cleared that up, and I'm happy the synagogue came forward with a statement, too. It all seems to have wrapped up in a nice little fine bow to talk about on YouTube. So thank you guys for being here. Subscribe if you are new. Like the video if you haven't to catch me on your homepage more often. I make videos about various things on the internet every single day. You can check out some of my recent videos, but I am going to hit the road for now. Thank you, and as always, adios, arrivederci, goodbye, good night, and real life is not Minecraft.